Alright, here is the instructional video on how to put together a CR filter frame. For examples, we have a 2-inch filter system and a 1-inch filter system. For the installation process, you will need a coin. I specifically use a nickel. Starting off, we're connecting the bottom segments first. The reason we start with the bottom is because you need to choose whether you want to start with a filter or a 20 by 20 box cutout. Either one works, up to personal preference. Here we're in the 1-inch filter system. We're using the 20 by 20 1-inch filter for the bottom inserts. Now you're going to start here. I didn't do it this way, but what you want to do first is start with your bottom middle segments. I like to connect the bottom middle segments together first because there's 2 each side. Just take the time to connect each one first. Now I'm doing it now here, as you can see. Connect each one first, just makes it easier. Then connect your bottom segments to each side. Once you got the bottom segments connected to each side, then take the one with the filter already in it and then connect those. As you can see, it lines up with the filter. Everything starts lining up and fitting nice and snug. Now connect the bottom segments to the remaining bottom segments. Be careful connecting the male and female segments if they're not going in perfectly. As you can see with me, use the table or wherever you're assembling it as leverage with the floor and just give it some love taps. There is a 0.03 millimeter tolerance, so some will fit a little snug, some will fit a little looser. Obviously the more snug ones require a little bit of love tapping. Alright, so here we go now. We connect the middle segments, just same thing as the bottom middle segments. We take the middle segments, pre-assemble the 2. This one is a 25 by 20 segment, so this one requires 2 middle segments. The 20 by 20 segment system just has 1 middle segment. So we go ahead and attach each individual middle segments and then attach it to the bottom system. I don't do the filters yet just because I don't like to reach down into the system to screw it. I like to just have my arm reach around. It's just easier because I won't potentially fall or break anything or ruin a filter. Same thing with the top segments. Connect the top middle segments first. Each side comes with 2, so connect them together. Once you got them connected together, start connecting the top corner segments, the top segments. Once you get 2 connected, then they stand up pretty nicely and it's a little bit easier to get them situated. Again, if you're having troubles with the male and female connectors, same thing, use the table or the floor as leverage to push it together. You do want the holes to be aligned to make it easy to assemble the screw into the screw hole. If they're not properly aligned, it'll be a little difficult. Little tip, sometimes the screw holes, it's good to go in on the more difficult ones and just work the screw in the screw hole before you fully assemble it. Support segment piece might still be in there, or it's just a tolerance just to wear it out to get some friction going just to make it fit. Sometimes that helps. Alright, once the top is put together, just put it to the side. Now we switch to the 2-inch version. Same process. Get your bottom middle segments, your bottom 2 middle segments together first. Put them together, connect them to the bottom segments. Now with this one, I do the cardboard inserts option. I chose to round out my edges. You don't have to do this. I just found it easier when it came to installing. Careful not to cut. If you do round out, careful not to cut too much, because then if you do, you got to cut another box. Connect your pieces. Once the entire bottom part of the segment's done, put it to the side. Get your middle segments put together. This, for the 2-inch version, I have the 30 by 20 as the example. Just like the 25, it has 2 middle segments, so I go ahead and pre-install the 2 middle segments. Then once they're put together, I bring back out the bottom half of the unit. Start attaching the middle half. Same thing, I don't install the filters yet. I just rotate it, makes it easy to reach around and screw it instead of reaching down into the system. Just more of a hassle doing it that way. Once it's put together, put it to the side. Now, same process with the top segments now. The top middle segments, there should be 2 for each side. Connect them first with 1 screw each. Once they're together, take your top segments and start connecting them. Again, if they make sure the holes properly aligned for the screw hole. If the male and female connectors are giving a little trouble, just use a little bit of leverage, use the table or use the floor. If some of them are a little difficult, again, the love taps. You don't have to use too much force, just little love taps. You can see me doing it here with the little love taps, just making sure they sit nice and flush. Once they're flush, I set it down and start rotating it to screw them in. Okay, now we're at the half where we're putting the filters. In this part, this is where you want to be mindful of your filter orientation. Here I'm explaining how personally I like my filter system to push the air into the center and out through the filters. That's specifically for dust collection. I don't like the sides of my filters to be collected with dust, because if something bumps into it, an animal or a human, then dust will fall on your floor, and that's a little annoying. I'd rather it be inside the filter. That's personal preference. Some situations you want the filters to be sucking into and then out through the fan. Just personal orientation is up to you, but just make sure your arrows align in the direction you want it. All the arrows have to match the direction. Here you make sure the filters align in the segments. Once they're aligned in the segments, it should fall into place. Then align the male and female connectors. If it's a little rough, give them love taps. You don't need hard banging, just little love taps. You see me using my fist doing little love taps on the corners. Don't tap the middle segments. You want to tap the top corner segments, because that's where all the force can go into, where the support is. And then now, once I get everything fully connected, here you can take your fan, orient it with consistent with your arrows, your filter arrows. Here I'm showing you how the fan the system perfectly meets up with the bottom of the handle, and I'm showing you when you flip the orientation up, the cord sits perfectly flush, so it's not in the way. Everything fits. Showing you the inside. All right, now we're doing the 2-incher. Same thing as the 1-incher. Be mindful of your arrows, the airflow you chose. Make sure all of your arrows match the direction of the flow you want, whether it's flowing into the system or flowing out of the system. All of the arrows have to match. The filters slide smoothly, nice and easy. If they don't, it's probably getting caught on the edge. Just give it the same thing, a little love tap or give a little finagling. It will go in smooth. Perfectly with the 2 inches you saw. I got lucky and they matched up perfectly and fell right into place. Always feels good when that happens. Align your female and male connectors. Give them little love taps until they're seated flush. Then go in, screw all your little screws into the holes to make everything fully connected and solid. That's when you get your fan and make sure it's oriented how you want and consistent with the arrows you chose for your filters. Here again, I'm showing you with the fan I have how it perfectly meets up with the handle. Doesn't impede at all. Flipping it now where the cord is now at the bottom and fits perfectly flush. Does not impede. Showing you the inside. And that is how you assemble either a 1-inch or a 2-inch CR filter frame. Thank you for watching, y'all.